Thanks.
And please don't call me Mr. Good to go.
Okay, thank you very much. We are at the Blighted Property Review Committee for the scheduled meeting of May 18th, 2022, and we have a quorum. Our first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the meeting held on April 20th, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I make a motion.
Thank you, Ms. McDonald.
I'll second.
In a second. Okay, thank you, Mr. Girardi. Any discussion on the minutes? Questions, comments, corrections? Okay, if not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Or actually, I
Aye.
forgot.
Aye.
Thank you, that's fine too. We'll do the other way next time. Okay, next item on the agenda. Sorry, I'm navigating multiple windows here. There are new blighted properties, and I think I'm looking at the older agenda. There are 3, I believe, right? But Mr. Girardi, I'll let you take them through one by one, please.
Okay, what we have, I believe the first one's 1524, 1526. It's a double on Memorial Avenue. This is definitely a blighted property. It was fire damaged several years back. It's been condemned for several years. We did go out and repost it condemned. I sent along pictures and the violation notices for this structure. If this board does approve this as blighted, then we'll post the building and I'll prepare a letter for Mr. Marty to come in and send out. And have any questions, I'll be more than happy to pay them. Or if you have to answer them, I was looking down here on this. The taxes are paid up to date on the property.
Are there questions on this property which we have reviewed before? And I remember from our first days on this committee, most of us.
And so just to refresh my memory, this then just gets a letter to is that notice to the owner? Is that what happens? This doesn't move to redevelopment yet, right?
Basically, what we do is before we go to redevelopment, it has to be sent out certified letter. I have to post the property with those letters. Okay, and then if they receive it and no hearing is scheduled, then I can go ahead and go forward with it to the other committees.
Okay. Got it.
So do we need a motion?
No, we,
No.
oh yeah, I guess we need a motion and a second for each one of the properties then. So this, in the future, I guess maybe we need to do this differently, Mr. Girardi, is if we're taking action on each of these properties, they probably should be listed as separate items, action items.
Yes, instead of under, yes. That's what my intent was, the way I put them, but I will do that from now on. Put item 1, item 2, item 3. If there's 3 blighted, each one will be a separate item.
Because they each have a separate vote on them. Okay, so we're gonna, thank you for correcting that, Mr. Nardi. So we may have a motion to approve the certification of blight for the Memorial Avenue property, which we just discussed.
I make a motion to approve blight for Memorial Avenue, 1524, 1526 Memorial Avenue.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. On any negative votes? Okay, so we can issue that letter. Mr. Girardi, let me know as soon as it's possibly ready, and I will, as of Friday, I will be able to sign that.
Yeah, I'll have them ready before then.
Then actually put Mr. Nardi's signature block on it and he'll sign it.
Okay.
Okay, the
All right.
next property, Mr. Girardi.
Yes, the next property is, excuse me, 513 7th Avenue. This is Castle of Castillo LLC owns this property. It's been vacant for many years. It's in a blighted condition. Windows are busted out. It needs painting, trimming, needs some roofing and so forth. Taxes are paid up to date and the water meter has been pulled in this property. There's no services to the building. And again, I'll take any questions if you want, but it definitely meets the description of blight.
Okay, so let's get a motion and a second before we have discussion. So may I have a motion and a second to approve the certification of blight for 513 7th Avenue?
I'll make a motion to approve blight.
Thank you. And second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mr. Nardi. All right, so discussion on the 7th Avenue property? Any questions from Mr. Girardi about this property?
No.
All in favor of certifying blight for the 7th Avenue property? Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, we can issue a letter for the 7th Avenue property as well, Mr. Girardi.
Correct.
Okay, and then I can't put my fingers on the address of the third one.
Yes,
20,
that was
Was that the-
21, I believe, 11 or 13 Cumming Street.
Did we
It's,
receive something else on that?
You were going to receive it. I had pictures this morning. My guys went out and took a look at this property. This was referred to me by the boss, the mayor. My guys did go out and look at it. I did not send any information because I need to discuss this one with the mayor. At this point, it fits the description of vacant. It does not fit the description of blighted. It's a vacant building that doesn't have any blight to it. We, under the ordinance, if you remember by our attorneys, we cannot just issue something under blight because it's vacant. It must have property maintenance issues along with it. So I will talk to the mayor about it. This gentleman who owns this property owns probably 3 or 4 buildings that are vacant at this point, but they're not really blighted. I know Skip and Chelsea were going to get involved into a vacancy ordinance. I know that he has lost Chelsea, so he's probably taking a little longer getting this ordinance around. So I will talk to the mayor on that and we'll have a discussion. If it comes back, I'll put it on the agenda next month.
Okay, fair
All
enough.
right.
Yeah, we don't want to look at something unless your office is certified or is telling us we should be looking at it in terms of.
Right.
Okay,
And I tend to go out and I also tend to have my 4 officers look at the same property. So we come up with a decision amongst all 5 of us. It's just not me calling the shot. I like their opinion on it also. So we come up with, and everybody who I've been out there with it does not believe it fits the blighted definition. It just sits there vacant with nobody in it.
but utilities are hooked up.
Yes, utilities are hooked up on it as far as we're aware of. He's paying the taxes on it also. It's a family thing where the family, he owns property next to it and he's worried about who he's going to sell it to with neighbors. It's a strange situation. That's all I can say. So we will investigate it, talk to the mayor and get back to us next month.
I'll leave you between you and your boss to do that then. Okay, any other items in our official or action items for us then, Mr. Girardi? Then that would have been the third one, right? If we'd had the information in time.
That's correct. That's the only items I have at this point.
All right, so on to new business, Mr. Girardi.
Yeah, I do not have any new business unless anybody has anything for myself at this point. I will say this much, there's 3 properties that people were concerned about that were commercial. And I'll give you an update. I do have a demolition permit in for the property down at the bottom of the hill, Penn Street, where the old Fowler Motors used car lot was. That building's being torn down. I do have a permit in for that. I have a permit in for the interior demolition and renovation of the exterior of the Hoyer building, which will be going through council at not this meeting come up, but next meeting. And then I also have a proposal that's coming through for some demolition work at the former Stroman's Bakery up on Penn Street. So I wanted to make sure everybody's aware of those 3 properties there.
Okay.
Also, just to update everybody
Can I
on
ask
the
a
west.
question? Can I ask a question
Sure.
about the demolition permit for the old Fowler Motors Saab building at Penn Street? Is that been approved by council?
No, that has to go through council. I just received the demolition permit. So I have to set it up, go get pictures and so forth of the building. Then it goes through council for the demolition.
I encourage you to expedite that.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
I have a question too,
Mhm.
Mr. Girardi, just because
Sure.
I don't, as far as the procedure goes. On the other building, you mentioned that you have a permit for interior demolition
Right.
and exterior renovation. That
Yep.
also has to go before council?
Just the exterior. Interior demolition
Okay.
does not, but any exterior work done on the building, painting, scraping and so forth must go through the approval process through the planning commission and a certificate of appropriateness through city council.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
The only time
All right.
demolition permit goes through is if we tear down the whole entire structure
Right.
or more than 50% of a structure.
Okay.
I think it's only because it's in the central business district that it has to do that,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yes,
what it
correct.
was.
So that
Yeah.
someone doesn't
Yep.
put someone doesn't put metal siding across the front.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that's where it is. Yeah.
It's the purpose of it is to try to make everything harmonize with each other, if that's the
Sure.
correct word. On it.
Right.
Yep.
And protect the investments that the other people have made in the downtown, including the
Absolutely.
taxpayers
Right.
most, as the largest
Yep.
probably investor in downtown.
Right.
Okay. That's good.
And the other one was the Webster School. I have a meeting with him. I'm bringing my zoning officer up next Thursday to go through the facility to find out what he has done, what he needs permits for. And he was to come in yesterday, but he said he would be in today to come in and apply for a permit to put a new metal roof on the structure. So we are working with the gentleman from Webster School. I'll give everybody another update and pictures next in 30 days, the next Blighted property review meeting.
There's a
That's when
deadline
Mr.
on that,
Marty
right?
wanted- What's that again, Jennifer?
There is a deadline already set on that, correct?
I believe so, yes. I'd have to look through my records, but he was supposed to make contact with me before this meeting and set up an appointment, which he has done. I just couldn't get the appointment in. We're busy doing grass, garbage, and a bunch of other things right now. I couldn't get the appointment in this week, so I have it scheduled for next Thursday with my zoning officer. And that's my latest updates, in case anybody has any other new business other than myself.
Any other questions or items that anybody on the committee would like to bring up at this point in time? Hearing none and knowing that we've gone through our agenda as it was advertised and not augmented it, I'm going to adjourn the meeting. Thank you all for being here today.
I have to commend anybody. It's 10:16. That was a 16-minute meeting. That's the fastest one we've ever had.
We're making progress.
Yes, we are.
I am encouraged. I am encouraged by what we're seeing on some of these commercial properties. So I'll make that
Right.
comment.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank
Yep,
you,
thank you
everyone.
all.
Have a
Yep.
great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.